Here we are at section 48, 9005. This is FM 1560. I believe this is southbound, might be eastbound. As you can see behind us here, there's the neighborhood. This is not brand new, but it's new. The last time this section was surveyed was about 3.5 years ago, January 2006. And they were putting the roads in for this neighborhood, but I do not believe that the neighborhood was actually here. Our lead-in sign is here. As you see, the right-of-way is here. We have no delineators for this section. There's no tape. Really, you couldn't even see the paint. Could see the residue from the reflective tape for the profiler. And that's about it marking this section. So if these signs disappear, then probably have a hard time locating this. This section's got a little bit more distress than it did last time. A little bit of fatigue, a little 4BL fatigue, and it goes back into 4BL. See, it kind of runs on the center, this edge stripe there. This looks like it might have been the end of a paving area, but either way, you've got a transverse crack that almost goes the length or the width of the section. This road definitely has weathering occurring, or raveling. If you look at the consistency of the material and then look up at the edge stripe or the center stripe where there's no traffic on either side, there's an area where the roadway is smooth, and then you look back down and all of this is very weathered. So we're going to call this almost 100% ravel, minus the 0.5 meters wide at the center stripe that is not raveled. Got a few more transverse cracks. Previous survey noted on the first 200 feet had no distress, and now you can see I've already 50 feet into it. We've already come across a couple areas. There's a little bit of longitudinal. That was probably fatigue. Station 1, and there's a crack right there at Station 1, highlighted by the paint. A little more fatigue cracking this inside wheel path, just on the edge of the wheel path. And then here we've got a rim gouge that's actually got a crack in it. A transverse crack, and another one. Some sealant material there. Pavement temperature was about 58, 59 degrees at the time of the survey, so it is quite warm out here. I believe the FWD was having some trouble between the heat and the thin pavement. And we're coming up to Station 2. Kind of clears up here for a minute. Again, you can see what the road should look like, and then what it looks like. Quite a bit different. Longitudinal crack sealed just before Station 250. And then we've got an area here, fatigue cracking, that extends all the way to the edge stripe. You can't tell where it might end and the other begin. So moderate severity between the pattern and the sealant. And then probably drop down right around Station 3 to just having some moderate severity longitudinal. And then we get a little more fatigue cracking. The wheel path going all the way to the edge at one point. And 4BM along the edge stripe, because there's associated random cracking. A little more 4BM. There's Station 4. fatigue cracking is going to start again in this outside wheel path. Moderate severity due to the sealant. Some transverse cracking occurring. More transverse cracking. And then the real fun stuff starts. Take a look down the section. You can see there's tons of sealant. And most of it is not doing a dang thing because there's all these other cracks. So, and then we've got fatigue cracking starting in this inside wheel path before the sealant starts, and then you can see that gorgeous fatigue pattern. So 1.2 meters wide in the outside wheel path and about 1 meter wide in the inside wheel path. Got an occasional transverse crack that connects the two to the other one there. And this is how we're going to finish off the section. And Gary's splitting over my 5, taking temperatures. And we're going to look back down the section. Once again, this is 48 9005 on FM 1560 Bexar County, August 13th, 2009. And this concludes our survey.